was feeling so sluggish.
Are you still sluggish?
I mean, oh my word. Anyways, I was feeling so sluggish this morning, and guess what I did?
What?
I took a hot and a cold shower.
Oh, yeah. Wakes you up.
Oh, it woke me up. It changed my mood, and it just invigorated me because, y'all, Lindsey and I know you're not going to feel sorry for us. We had an exhausting time at the beach. But seriously, when you're at an age, it's like we had
it's the sun.
It was. We did
sun
a lot of.
drains you.
It really does.
It's glorious. It's wonderful. It's good for you to get your, vitamin D and B out in a little bit. But it does, it was super hot and it drains you.
And we did a lot. We were very active. We walked a lot. We swam a lot. We were in the ocean. And so this morning, we needed to get up and get going to work. And I was just struggling. And so I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to take a cold shower. And it worked.
Did it? Yeah. You feel rejuvenated?
I do. I feel rejuvenated, I can't even. Now, y'all aren't going to believe me.
So how long did you do that for?
Okay, so what I did was, and this is great for y'all if you're like, I'm not taking a cold shower, Ashley. Well, this is what I do. So I turn it on. I like to begin with warm. I don't like to step in a cold shower. So I begin with warm and I do it for about 15 seconds, as hot as I can. And then what I do is I switch it over to cold, cold, cold. And I do that and I try to count to that one for 30 seconds. And then I will switch it back to hot for probably about 30 seconds. And then I'll switch it back to cold and try to go even for 45 seconds.
Okay. I have a question about that because this kind of shows our differences in our personality too. When you say you switch it to cold, 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 what I do is I do it in levels. You just go straight to it. I'll go, all right, it's a little colder, 10 seconds, and let's do a little colder. Like I am I inch my way into the cold.
That is hilarious. I didn't know. I don't. I switch it to cold.
Oh, you go straight to, I can't do it.
Oh, I literally freeze my buns off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm freezing too by the end of it, but I do it in increments. Just get acclimated.
That is so cute,
It's
Lindsey.
like walking into the pool and I'm like, nope, I'm going to go to my ankles. Then I'm going to go to my calves, then my knees, then the thighs, and the next one, your stomach. That's the worst. I do it slowly.
No, I don't. With the pool, I step in, go swim, swim, swim as fast as I can to hurry up and get it over with.
Oh no, we're so different.
We are so different. That is so funny. But if y'all don't know who we are, this is our Spa Skin and Beauty podcast, and I'm Ashley, and
I'm Lindsey.
And today we're going to talk about all the surprising health benefits of the cold water therapy. And as we just explained it, you can do it at home. You don't have to have a sauna and a plunge pool and all that stuff. But before we begin, I just love little quotes. This one's from Marilyn Monroe, and it says, "A wise girl knows her limits. A smart girl knows that she has none." And
love Marilyn.
I know, right? So let's talk about some of the things.
The OG beauty icon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She was doing weights back then when it wasn't even popular.
She was doing everything. Yeah. If you look back. And what they were doing, it's crazy. You know what? With water and coldness, they put their faces in
ice water.
Ice water.
I love that. Another thing that you might not have heard of, or maybe you have, I found this such a fascinating discovery, was that cold water increases brown fat, and that's going to help with weight loss. It also increases your immune system. If you are somebody that's dealing with sore muscles and sore joints, I deal with that. I can walk up a hill and I'm like, oh, ow. And then it can also change your mood. So that's another thing. This morning, I was sluggish. I was tired and I was having some trouble getting into that happy space. And a cold shower can release I don't know if it's dopamine. I forgot what it's called. It's probably the wrong thing, but it rejuvenates you and it will literally can change your mood. And it can also help with your complexion and your hair, which we will get into later.
And I will say when I'm in a facial, what I'll usually do is I'll start off with a nice warm towel. It depends, it does depend on their skin type. They have rosacea. Even with my rosacea clients, sometimes I'll say, hey, do you want a warm towel? Here's your one warm towel, and then we're going to cool everything way down. It really just depends on the level of the rosacea and what they personally want. But I will use a cold towel in the skin fridge. It feels so amazing. And they all say, oh my gosh, that was so refreshing. It was like a jolt to my system, and they felt so good. And I'll do like ice globes after, like the whole thing. And they look so good. And the products go on really nicely.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And their skin is just glowing, and it helps tighten the pores for the day. And so your skin just looks like extra, like, lifted.
Right.
I like the word lifted for that.
And, one thing that you mentioned with your facials, and this goes along with the shower treatments as well, is that it really is all about mindset. So the things that we talk about, one of the podcasts we were talking about intermittent fasting. This one we're talking about cold showers. Is it fun, Lindsay?
No.
It's not fun. We're not going to lie. It's not fun, y'all. But it's that mindset. You know that you're doing something really good for your body. So let's talk about that. So when you expose your body to cold water, like a cold pool or what we're talking about, a cold shower, it's going to improve your immune system. And you might be thinking, well, how's it doing that? You have something called T helper cells and white blood cells, and these are used to fight off pathogens, that lead to those chronic illnesses. So a cold shower is going to help boost those cells. It's also going to stimulate autophagy. And I talked about autophagy in the intermittent fasting podcast. And if you remember from that one, autophagy is it's such a neat way for your body to recycle itself out of those damaged cells, and it replaces them with new cells. It is so cool. Also,
can I ask a question? For fasting, I would think that you take your shower while you're fasting. That would increase your autophagy.
Yes, it can do that if you incorporate fasting and cold shower therapy. And the hot has benefits too. So,
but if you just add that in the morning routine, whoa, I bet your
evening routine, whenever you do, and you don't have to do it while you're fasting. You can just do your fasting times that work for you, and then just incorporate the shower whenever you normally shower, and that will also help autophagy. As I mentioned before, it's going to help with if you suffer from depression and anxiety, which, I'm sorry, who doesn't? We all have bad days. We all got
a little something.
We all have something. So come on. But it boosts something called noradrenaline, which is, going to help with that and your mental focus. And I don't know about y'all, or Lindsay, I don't know because we're so different, but when I get in the shower and I turn it from hot to cold, I laugh, I scream, I literally just start to crack up. I don't know if it's a nervous laughter.
No, I freeze, and I completely freeze and shut down. And mentally, I'm like, it's like a bear's about to attack me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't move at all. And I'm like, you got this, you got this, you got this.
No, I try to take deep breaths in and out, because that's also a great way to release toxins and stress. So, oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
I'm obviously not relaxed.
I'm like, you're not doing it right, sis.
That's funny.
But you might be thinking, y'all, why are you doing this? Well, what you're doing is you're putting your body through healthy stress, okay? And that makes your body stronger. So I want you to think of it like when you're working out. How do you build muscle? Well, you have to tear down the muscles in order to build them back up and make them stronger. So it's the same thing with this cold water therapy. Now, cold water shower, cold water therapy that we're talking about also helps with weight loss. So if you're doing that because you need to get healthier and lose some weight, it helps through two ways. One thing is the cold shower creates an increase in insulin sensitivity, which will help you with your blood sugar levels. And then it will also increase your brown fat. And were you like me when you heard about the brown fat? You're like, what? I don't want to increase my fat.
I thought that was really interesting. I was like, brown fat?
What's that? Well, brown fat is not your traditional fat. It's something completely different, and it works differently. So we all have brown fat in our body, but this is the type of fat that burns fat for you. So what it does, how it works, is it uses the calories from whatever you're eating and it turns it into heat to burn those calories and then, use for energy. So brown fat, think about it this way, is used to keep our bodies warm. So that helped me understand how it's activated when we're cold. Isn't that neat?
That is cool.
Oh, it was really cool. Also, cold water helps with inflammation. Think of arthritis or, you have sore muscles. For me, my hands hurt a lot because I write so much and I like to use cold water with my hands.
I remember I was saying, hey, why don't you just get a bowl of cold water, put some ice in it so you don't have to get completely in the shower and just put your hands in like an ice bucket kind of situation.
So I actually tried that out.
Oh, did you?
I did. So what I did is I filled, everybody's got the glass mixing bowls. So I filled that up with cold water.
Everybody has those.
But you know what I'm saying. So I filled a mixing bowl up. Mine happened to be glass. And I put it with just water from the sink and filled it with ice. And I put my hands in it. Now, when I first put my hands in, because it was super cold, it actually was painful because it was so cold. So I was only able to do it literally for 5 seconds.
Oh, really?
But here's what I did. I kept on doing it in increments. So like every time I went downstairs to the kitchen to like refill my drink, a tea or whatever, I'd plunge my hands into the cold water. And then as the day went on, it was still cold, but it wasn't that like pain cold.
Shock. Yeah.
So I did it. Each time I did it, I lasted in longer and longer. And I couldn't believe it. It helped so much that by the end of the day,
awesome.
I could tell a real big difference.
Yeah.
It was really, really cool. So if you suffer from arthritis or you do a lot with your hands, I know a lot of us have carpal tunnel, things like that, because especially online, try that trick. And then just whenever you're thinking about it, plunge it in that cold water so it can help reduce your inflammation. And then it'll help reduce your pain, which will, help decrease the chances of you getting a chronic disease that I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast because of the immune system benefits.
So I mentioned at the beginning, it really helps with your skin. Also helps with your hair, which is pretty cool. But it helps with hair thinning. So that's good. You can put some cold water on your hair and also dip your face in the cold water. So you can do two things. You can add it at night in your shower or your morning shower, depending on when you take your showers. And the alternate time, morning or night, if you don't take a shower, then just use the bowl of water for your face. Or just can you just fill up your sink and just the water and the ice in the sink and just dump it?
Yeah, you could do that.
You could do that.
I think it depends on
what you have.
Yeah, what you have. Use what you have. And this is just, how I use it.
Or like you'd have to go get your ice, put it in the bowl. And it just depends on what your situation is.
Right.
But it would really help tighten your skin and help with the pore size.
And that's really great because as we age, a lot of women suffer from thinning hair. That's a real issue. So this is a natural way that you can stimulate those hair follicles and, get that going.
I just thought about, wow, I bet it would be awesome if you took your cold shower and put that on your hair and then microneedled like right after.
That's a great.
I wonder. Like I haven't looked like we're talking about it.
Right.
So I'm like, you know what? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to research it and then put the answer inside our community.
I love that.
That's what I'm going to do.
I love that.
Because I want to know the answer to that because especially for thinning hair, because we know that with home micro needle rolling, which I absolutely love, it's so good for your scalp, right?
It is.
And you add the serum. So what if we took it to the next level?
I like that.
And then we put some cold water on it. So, okay. So join our community. We cannot wait to have you in there. We are so excited about this. It's at lindseyholder.com. Go there. You'll easily see at the very top, join our community. And inside, I'm going to answer this question.
Ooh,
I just thought of that, but I thought, let me put it in there.
I'm excited because your ice water hand thing really helped me out. So I'm excited to see what this one.
Yeah. It's kind of, you just think about like, wonder if this will work. Wonder if that will work. That's what estheticians do too. They're like, wonder about this or wonder about that. We're always in a skin puzzle, trying to figure it out. And we're chemists. We're just putting everything together.
True. I mean, your body's constantly changing. Your skin's
constantly changing. Yeah. So I'll tell you how I do my showers. I do mine a little bit different. Ashley's all or nothing, jumping in. And
That's so true.
yeah. And so I have to really build up to mine. So what I do is, and I also, do you do your whole front or do you do your back?
I begin now this is funny. With the hot, I begin with my front and then I'll turn the back. And then when I'm on my back with the hot water, then I'll switch it to cold and begin with my back.
Okay. Same with me. No, wait, do you flip back to your front too with the cold?
I do after I've gotten the back first. Like the back is my shock.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. And then I'll flip around and that's when I'm like, ah!
I'm not at the flip around point. I will admit I'm still just on my back. So my another question is, can it benefit you if you're just on your back?
Ooh, I don't know.
I would think so, but I want to research that and also put in the community.
I'm glad I'm in the community.
Yeah. So what I do is I'll have my nice, relaxed, warm, hot shower. Just I have my whole method that I do. And then towards the end of it, I'm like, here we go. And that's when I do my increments. I'll do 30 seconds, like, woo, okay. And a little bit more. And then we get to it. And then they say you can do like 2 to 5 minutes. Not there yet. I think I'm at 30 to 45 seconds. But I had to build up to that. So I encourage you, this is a big deal. It sounds like, oh, I'll just do it. But once you actually do it, you're like, whoa, this is actually really cold.
And there's a big difference by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 versus 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And if you feel like you don't want to do that, you can also try like cryotherapy first too. That's not actual water. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it goes like dry. And that was an experience. And I was able to do that. And I had my gloves on and my hat on. And that was pretty cool. Actually, we have an episode 5, where we talk all about cryotherapy with some local sisters here. They're sisters too and business owners, and they have a cryotherapy business. And you're going to hear all about the actual cryotherapy that they do. I thought that was really cool. And Ash and I went and experienced it, and it was awesome. We need to pull those videos back. We need to grab those videos, put them back. But anyway, that's my method. I just do it in small little increments, and I only do it on my back. That's it.
I love that. I think that's a great method. I love that.
Yeah. Trying to see if there's any more. You could do a cold bath, but and you could put ice in it. You know, obviously we see a lot of athletes that do that. You know, after they work out, they go straight into their ice baths. So that's really good. I will say I did a marathon years and years ago. And the first thing we did is that we got into a tub of ice and then I went dancing afterwards.
So
can you believe that? I went dancing afterwards a marathon. I cannot believe that. Like that tells you right there how it reduced my inflammation, how it like healed that. Now I'm not saying I wasn't hurting the next day, but that really made such a difference. Like, wow, I never put that together then. It's been years. And now that we're on the topic, I'm like, wow, that allowed me to do that. That's incredible.
You just did because Mom told you so. Because Mom was doing the marathons with Lindsey.
Yeah. Mom says to do it, you do it.
That's right.
I'll get in this tub of ice, Mom. Mom was right. Mom knew what she was talking about way back then. We hope this was beneficial to you. I learned a lot. Let's get rid of some of that brown fat.
No, you want to increase the brown fat.
Increase it. Increase that brown fat.
You learn so much.
Come to lindseyholder.com. Join us. Our free anti-aging community is there. And we cannot wait to see you. Until next time.